Hi, today we're going to learn about how to keep safe when the outside doesn't feel safe. There's so many things going on. There's so many changes in life right now. It makes everybody extremely uncomfortable. It's like things that you always counted on, you always thought were okay, just aren't okay anymore. And that's tough. That's really tough. The main thing you want to do is distract yourself. Now, I know that sounds kind of crazy, but think about when you were a child. If something scared you, if a bully was coming after you, you tried to get away. If you tried to get to a friend, or you tried to find somebody to protect you, or you went to the principal or the teacher or whoever it was to try, whatever authority figure was around who you trusted. And of course, that's the problem. There's a lot of things now that we don't trust, and it makes us really uncomfortable. So we have to look for things that we do trust. For example, you may find that a really close friend, a really important organization in your life, maybe it could be your church, could be a volunteer activity, maybe it's one of the free food banks. There are always people looking for volunteers to be a part of something. And that's always important, because when you help somebody else, it helps you. It's true. When you help somebody else, your heart swells, because you know you've taken a few minutes of your time and you've done something for someone else. And so often that will ease the stress and worry. Just a few minutes of seeing a child or an adult or an older person smile because you handed them some food, or maybe you went to a clothing store that was designed specifically for homeless people, or maybe you stopped by and saw somebody in the hospital and just talked to them for a few minutes. But now there's some other ideas. When you were a child, you had to learn about everything. You had to learn about the clouds. You had to learn about the mountains. You had to learn about the grass, how to take care of a yard. All kinds of things. Everything interests you because you'd never done it before. Well, think about something you've never done before. Have you ever learned how to play the recorder? It's a really simple little instrument. And I think you can buy them in plastic now so that you can just learn to play it. And it's not expensive. And it's not a big investment in your life, but you can learn how to play it. Okay, if that doesn't appeal to you, the guitar, the piano. There are many different, I'm a drummer personally. Try the tambourine, baby, boy, I love it. Or even the triangle. There's that rhythm, that feeling of making music. It doesn't have to be good. Nobody's judging you. It's just you making decisions. How about an art class? Anything creative. How about a cooking class? You could take a cooking lessons. If you like cooking, if you like working with food, and you like eating what you cooked, which is also fun, you could also learn how to sew, learn how to weave a rag rug, learn how to basket weave, learn how to swim. I mean, there are just so many opportunities for you. Learn how to build a house, for you to get out and get involved in something that's totally different from what's going on. Now, oddly, when you volunteer for someone, oftentimes, and I know this because I've been a volunteer administrator since 1991. I first started working with nonprofits. And part of that came from having a minor in my business class on taxes. So I learned a lot about taxes and what different aspects there are to the tax laws in the United States. It's the United States tax laws. And you can volunteer and pay nothing to them, and they pay nothing to you, so the government isn't involved. And you can learn about anything. You can learn someone's a sculptor, someone's building houses, someone's building swimming pools, someone's going around to, especially older people who can't take care of their yard and is doing landscaping. And if they're an excellent land, you could ask them questions. What kind of plant is that? And how would I cut this? And how would I clean up this sidewalk? I mean, there are so many opportunities to get things on your resume that you didn't have before. Now, you're saying, well, I'm mostly a desk worker. That's what I'm used to. Well, there's all kinds of things online that you can look for. I don't mean just barely look and give up. I'm talking about deep dive. Find some of your friends. Now, some of your friends probably deep dive into something differently than what you do. Ask them. Any distraction. For me, it's crocheting. For some people, it's sewing. For some people, it's knitting. There's all kinds of options for something for you to do. You could go out and forage. Go out and pick different foods that you find, you learn, are good to eat. Even if you don't eat them, you could start writing a list. You could make a book on foraging, or an article. There's lots of places that will publish just an article. Imagine that you go out and do some foraging and you learn something from other people and you learn something yourself and you write it all down and you keep good notes and you write an article. Maybe it's only 2 pages long. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be that long. And then you present it to a local newspaper and they put it in there. And all of a sudden you're a published author. Okay? That can feel so good, especially if you've lost your job or are worried about losing your job or having trouble making a house payment. And you say to yourself, oh, I should spend every minute of my time looking for a job. Well, it's true, but volunteering is also a way to get a job. I'm telling you, there's been lots of people with me that have asked for references. People have called me and say, hey, George, I understand George worked with you guys. He did straw bale building, and he also did other alternative kinds of building, and he tells me he really has a handle on it. What do you think? And I'd say, he's just amazing. Fast learner, great worker. I really, really enjoyed having him. I'm sorry we weren't in a position to pay him, but oh, yeah, I'd hire him in a minute if I had the income to do that. That kind of thing is really important, okay? So look for distractions. Start as a child. Think about yourself as a child. What kinds of things did you want to know about that you never did? You never figured it out. Maybe you never figured out how to play the tambourine. Maybe you never figured out how to set a high-end table. You know, serving is not a bad deal. I did it for 28 years. Serving people in restaurants and bars, it can be there are days when you don't make much money, but there's days when you do, and there's days when you know people. And for me, I used to be good friends with both the mayors. I was in a two-town area. Both the mayors knew me by, first name and conversations every time they came in. You just never know when you're going to have the opportunity to find something different in your life that's going to take some of that pressure off. Don't read the normal paper or news information or that kind of thing. Find something. Maybe you want to study astronomy. Okay, study the stars. So you come out at night, you lean back and you relax. And, oh gosh, they were gorgeous this morning. I came out this morning on my patio. It was just amazing. And what did I do? Same thing you should do every day. Say what you're grateful for, because that will start your day with what you know is going right. Are you grateful for your family? Your mom, your dad, your wife, your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your child, your dog, your cat, a plant, your house, whatever it is. Start yourself off with saying thank you. You can say it to yourself. You don't have to say it aloud. What's important is that you recognize this is a distraction. What is going right in your life? And try not to focus on what's going wrong. Looking for work, and try not to think that you have to be paid the same that you were being paid before. Volunteer. Find out what you can learn, who you can meet, what new skill, what ideas. Everybody's got ideas about AI now. Maybe they'll be talking about it one day, sitting around. Or even working, they may talk about it. Don't give up an idea just because you think, oh, I'll never be good at that. If you got a question, you can put a comment down below. I'd love it if you subscribe, because it really is part of the game. That's what this game is about. I'll teach you, you subscribe to me. The other thing is, I have a school. It's called Summerland, Summerland, Summerland Trauma Caregivers. The first caregiver is you. After that, it's who you're taking care of. Okay? It is free. I have meetings. You can meet with me live, with other people. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. Debt, credit card debt, financial insecurity, mortgage not paid, whatever it is. I've got ideas because I did minor in taxes, and I have gone through bankruptcy, and I've gone through a divorce, and I've gone through being homeless. So, give me a shot. It's not going to cost you anything but a few minutes of your time. Summerland Trauma Caregivers, SKOOL, okay? SKOOL, school, all right? All right, thank you for being here.